What is going on, guys? RebelTrainer bringing you something brand new to this channel. I've never done team builders before, but we are going to break this down a little bit into what we are going to bring against QtheCostaRican, the coach of the Chicago Dragapults. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video, and hopefully you might get some insight as to my harebrained schemes and what I'm doing. So all that being said, let's bust down what we're bringing, why we're bringing it. But before we do that, I'll just let you guys know these are the teams that Q can bring. Q can bring Italian, Curum, Talonflame, Runerigas, Bronzong, Type Null, Raichu, Urshifu, Rapid Style, Whimsicott, Stunt King, and Excelgor. So those are the 6 that he's bringing. I think the 6 that I predicted him to bring, I'll highlight in my actual battle against Q. But I think I was predicting he'd bring Italian, Curum, Talonflame, Runerigas, Excelgor, and I forget what the 6th one I was thinking of off the top of my head. I think I was kind of hoping to see Bronzong was the other. So Italian, Curum, Talonflame, Runerigas, Bronzong, and Excelgor are the 6 I'm predicting him to bring. Whether that's the 6 that he brings or not, I'm not 100% sure, but we will find out tomorrow once we battle against, once you guys see what our battle against Q. All that being said, here are the 6 that I am bringing and the reason why I'm bringing them, and we'll kind of break that down. First off, we're bringing my man Cobalion this week. We named him Superman, I believe. Yeah, we named him Superman because he's our steel type and he is super strong. Obviously, with a base 90 attack and special attack, you can kind of run him either way. But his highlights are his defense and his speed. So I thought he put in a ton of work against Q. As you see, I'm running max special attack, max speed against Q, and then a little bit in my special defense as well. But again, Cobalion just puts in a lot of pressure, a lot of works. He gives me the ability to have the stealth rocks, which is what I am looking forward to being able to use against Q because of Talonflame being super weak. Most likely Q will be running heavy duty boots if he brings Talonflame, but that's okay. It puts a lot of pressure on a lot of his other teams, and we can also remove any potential focus stash users that he might have. But running the Okaberry on him, as you can see, my thought is if Q wants to bring in Talonflame against Cobalion, obviously being weak to fire, Cobalion can eat up a hit from Talonflame because Talonflame hits like a truck. I'm running Justified ability because that's the only ability he has. But again, I'm running a special Cobalion, as you see, with Flash Cannon, Volt Switch, so we can get some switching around because of his high speed stat, hitting 346 at level 100, a little bit lower at level 50. But and Calm Mind. So as soon as Q sees the Calm Mind, he'll know that this is not physical Cobalion, which is a pretty normal set. But I was trying to think outside the box and try to be kind of unique in that. Obviously timid in his nature. Next, we're bringing Alolan Ninetales. We named her Emma Frost. We went with a complete DC superhero theme this week with naming. So she's running the Light Clay, Snow Warning ability, rocking the Aurora Veil, Freeze Dry, Blizzard, Moonblast. And you can see the stat layout there as well. Very much just very fast and very offensive. And so with the Snow Warning ability, the Blizzards, they're 100% in the hail. So that's going to be super helpful. If Q wants to bring in a Water type against her, we have the Freeze Dry, which hits them super effectively. But her big main staple to the team is getting that Roar Veil up. That's huge for us. If we can get that Roar Veil up, we can then eat a lot of hits from his hard-hitting Mons and be able to do some damage in return. But max speed, max special attack as well, a little bit in the special defense, so very similar to Cobalion in that regard. But she's going to do a ton of work for her, I know. And here's our GMAX Captain. Obviously, Toxtricity, the Amp form, running with Black Sludge, and then we made him bulky. Or no. I was thinking about running him bulky. This week I decided to go completely physical Toxtricity with a lot of speed. Obviously running Shift Gear, Hex, Thunder Punch, and... Oh, Hex is on there twice. What was the other thing I was running on him? Thunder Punch, Shift Gear, Hex, and... Oh, Venoshock. Might be asking yourself, Rebel, why are you running Venoshock on a physical Toxtricity? And that is because if any of Q's Pokemon are poisoned, or any status for that condition, no, poison. If they're poisoned, Venoshock is doing more than Poison Jab would be doing. And obviously with the GMAX move that he runs with the GMAX, Venoshock It has the potential to either paralyze or poison the opponent. So hopefully hitting the poison, but I also hit that a little bit when we get the Roserade with the toxic spikes being huge there as well. But Hex is also doing a lot as well, which again, Hex is a special move, but surprisingly with the damage calcs and everything is doing a lot of work against any of his Pokemon who have a status condition. Shift Gear is awesome, gets +2 speed, +1 physical attack boost. So all that running Thunder Punch can do a lot of work as well. You can see that he's maxed out on attack, maxed out on speed, running the Jolly Nature. So looking forward to that as well. Double, he is our man. He was our season 1 on our season 1 team. And I love Double. Double is probably an unsung hero in draft, but does so much. His defense is insane. His speed is not terrible. And so that's why I love Double. That's why this week Double is coming. Normally I run Double kind of as a defensive setup mon for other Pokemon, but this week he's completely offensive. And so we have the Cotton Guard on him, Protect, because if he gets set in with Inteleon, I want him to be able to eat up some of Q's Dynamax turns, Gigantamax turns. Body Press, obviously utilizing the Cotton Guard and high defense stat of Double, and Wild Charge, just catch something off guard. Double is terrible as far as coverage moves. Wild Charge, Grassy Glide, and I think one other, Payback, are like 3 or 4 moves that are not fighting or normal on Double, which is insane. So if Double gets caught in against Runerigus on Q's team, we're in a lot of trouble there, but obviously because he can't hit him whatsoever. So we'll have to kind of work around that. But you might be asking yourself, Rebel, why are you running 251 in defense and HP? And that's because I have a Double from last season that I apparently did not EV train all the way properly. So that's just kind of how it all played out, but it's not going to matter in the long run, I don't believe whatsoever. So, and obviously rocking the Leftovers and Fluffy ability, which again is just so huge. Takes half damage from contact moves, but is twice as weak to fire moves, which again is why we want to get rid of the Talent Flame as quickly as possible and utilize that to the best of our ability as well. Next is my man Conkelder, who we have nicknamed Shazam. Oh yeah, I forgot. I nicknamed Toxicity Venom, and I nicknamed Double Sheep Boy because apparently there's a Sheep Boy superhero in DC. Who knew? Shazam is our Conkelder because I want him to hint to the fact that we're running Thunder Punch on our Conkelder. Whether or not Q catches that or not is a whole other thing. But Conkelder, big monster. I made him bulky this week with HP investment and attack investment. Obviously rocking Guts, Flame Orb. With Mach Punch, giving him the priority. Drain Punch, so he can eat back some of our health that we've lost. Defog, if any hazards become an issue for us. And Thunder Punch, obviously, if we find ourselves in against Talonflame, we're going to be clicking that. Hopefully because Q will not expect us to stay in. And again, being bulky, we should be able to eat some hits as well. That's all I have to say for Conkelder. And then last, we have Ivy, our Roserade. Yes, Ivy, as in Poison Ivy. She's rocking Toxic Spikes, Energy Ball, Giga Drain, and Weather Ball. Weather Ball is a priority move or not priority, but it was a priority for us to have because if she gets caught in the hail, it's now a hail attack. If Q tries to counter with like Sunny Day or something, then it becomes a fire move, and so hopefully we'll be able to utilize that as well. Through safety goggles on her, mostly just because I want to be able to sit there in hail, not take damage, and be able to dish out a lot of damage as well. Running the Poison Point ability this week, just because I didn't see Chlorophyll, Natural Cure really coming in handy, or Technician. So that's why we're doing what we're doing there. And for the most part, I think she's going to do a ton for us if we can get her in. And as far as a lead, either I'm leading Cobalion if I see a Selgor on Q's side, or I'm leading Roserade if Selgor is not there, because Selgor would put in a ton of work against the Roserade. But running special offensive and speed investment in my Roserade as well. But that's the team. That's who we're rocking with. I hope it does the work for us that we hope it's going to do. Again, some very unconventional sets, some very conventional sets. And I'm hoping to catch Q kind of off guard, especially after being handed our defeat last week. But that's the team. That's what we're going to bring. And let's see how it does against Q in week 2 against Chicago Dragapults. But I'm RebelTrainer. This is the Bouffalant Sabres, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.